They made fun of my mom's accent at parent night, so I got their whole family deported. They thought making fun of my mom's accent was hilarious. The Richardson family, suburban royalty with their manicured lawn and Range Rover. Their son Tyler was in my AP history class, peaked in high school and never knew it. My mom emigrated from Colombia when she was 20, worked 3 jobs to put me through school. Her English was pretty good, but she still had an accent. To me, it sounded like home. To the Richardsons, it sounded like comedy. It happened at parent-teacher night. Mom was talking to my history teacher about my college applications when Tyler's parents walked over. Mrs. Richardson listened to my mom speak, then turned to her husband with this smug smirk. "How exotic," she said loud enough for everyone to hear. "It's so brave of them to come to these things when they can barely speak the language." Mr. Richardson laughed. "Maybe they should focus on ESL classes instead of AP courses." My mom's face went red. She understood every word. I wanted to punch them both, but Mom grabbed my arm, whispered in Spanish that we should leave. We walked out in silence while they chuckled behind us. That night, Mom cried, said maybe she was holding me back, that her accent made people think less of our family. I'd never seen her doubt herself like that. These people had broken something in her that 20 years of hard work couldn't fix, so I broke them back. See, Tyler loved bragging about his family's success, posted constantly about their lake house, European vacations, their self-made wealth. I started digging into Mr. Richardson's construction company, found some interesting discrepancies in his tax filings, payments to workers with no social security numbers, multiple LLCs funneling money offshore. Then I found the real goldmine. The Richardsons weren't just hiring undocumented workers, they were threatening them. I found recorded phone calls where Mr. Richardson told workers he'd call ICE if they complained about wages or working conditions. He was basically running a modern slavery operation. But here's the twist. While researching their business, I discovered something beautiful. The Richardsons weren't legal citizens either. Mr. Richardson's work visa had expired in 2019. He'd been working illegally for 3 years, using a fake social security number to run his business. Mrs. Richardson was on a dependent visa that became invalid the moment his expired. Tyler, born in Canada, never got proper naturalization papers. The whole family was undocumented. I put together a comprehensive file. Bank records, tax documents, employment records, immigration paperwork. Then I submitted anonymous tips to ICE, the IRS, and the Department of Labor. But I wanted them to know it was personal, so I printed out screenshots of their social media posts mocking immigrants, including the video Tyler posted of that parent night calling my mom barely literate. I mailed it all to their house with a note. "How's your English comprehension?" The raid happened on a Tuesday morning. ICE showed up at their house, the business, even Tyler's school. The whole family was detained within hours. The local news picked up the story. Prominent anti-immigration family revealed as undocumented. The irony was too perfect. Their neighbors, the same ones who'd laughed at my mom's accent, were now gossiping about the Richardsons' hypocrisy. Mr. Richardson's business collapsed overnight. Clients fled, contracts canceled, assets frozen. The IRS seized their house, their cars, even Tyler's college fund for back taxes and penalties. They fought deportation for months, but the evidence was overwhelming. Fake documents, tax evasion, labor violation. The judge wasn't sympathetic to people who'd exploited the very system they'd criticized others for using. Last I heard, they were back in Canada, living in Mr. Richardson's elderly mother's basement. Tyler lost his Harvard acceptance, had to start over at community college. Mrs. Richardson works at a call center now, probably dealing with customers who mock her accent. Mom and I drove past their old house last week. New family moved in, put up a "Todos son bienvenidos" sign in the front yard. Mom smiled and said in perfect English, "Karma speaks every language." Tyler tried to friend me on Facebook recently. I declined, but saw his profile, working at Tim Hortons in Toronto, posting about how unfair life is. I commented on one of his posts, "Maybe you should focus on ESL classes instead of complaining about your problems." Sometimes, the best revenge is just giving people exactly what they deserve. And sometimes, what they deserve is a one-way ticket to the same judgment they placed on others.